The United States Supreme Court stands at the threshold of a decision that could fundamentally reshape the balance of judicial power in America. At the heart of the matter is a question that has grown increasingly urgent in recent years. Should individual district judges have the authority to issue nationwide injunctions, court orders that halt the enforcement of federal policies across the entire country, not just within their own jurisdictions? This issue has come to the fore following a series of high-profile cases. In response to an executive order by President Donald Trump that sought to end birthright citizenship for children born in the United States to undocumented immigrants, 3 separate federal judges issued nationwide injunctions, effectively blocking the policy from taking effect anywhere in the country. These actions reignited a long-standing debate over the scope and reach of judicial power and whether such sweeping measures should be within the purview of a single district court judge. Nationwide injunctions have become an increasingly common tool in the federal judiciary's arsenal. Supporters argue that they are a necessary check on executive overreach, ensuring that potentially unconstitutional policies do not harm individuals in any state while legal challenges are resolved. Critics, however, contend that nationwide injunctions grant too much power to individual judges, allowing a single voice to override the will of the executive branch and, at times, even the legislative branch. They warn that this can lead to inconsistent legal standards, forum shopping, and a patchwork of conflicting rulings that undermine the rule of law. The origins of this debate reach back decades, but it has intensified in recent years as both Democratic and Republican administrations have found their policies blocked by federal judges issuing nationwide orders. Immigration, healthcare, environmental regulations, and civil rights have all been subjects of such injunctions. Each instance has sparked renewed calls for clarity on the limits of judicial authority. The Supreme Court's impending decision will center on whether district judges should retain the ability to issue orders with nationwide effect, or whether their rulings should be limited to their own jurisdictions. The court's ruling could set a precedent with far-reaching consequences, not just for the current administration, but for all future presidents and federal agencies. If the court decides to limit the power of district judges to issue nationwide injunctions, it could fundamentally alter the way legal challenges to federal policies are handled. Plaintiffs would need to seek relief in multiple jurisdictions, potentially leading to a slower, more fragmented process. Proponents argue that this would restore balance to the federal judiciary and prevent judicial overreach. Opponents counter that it could leave vulnerable populations exposed to harm, while legal challenges wind their way through the courts. On the other hand, if the Supreme Court upholds the current practice, district judges will continue to wield significant influence over national policy, with the power to halt federal actions across the country with a single ruling. This could preserve a vital check on executive authority, but may also perpetuate the legal uncertainty and forum shopping that critics decry. As the nation awaits the Supreme Court's decision, the stakes are clear. At issue is not just the fate of a single executive order, but the broader question of how power is distributed among the branches of government. The ruling will shape the contours of judicial authority for years to come, setting the terms for how, and by whom, federal policies can be challenged and constrained. In a nation built on checks and balances, the Supreme Court's decision will help define the boundaries of those checks, reaffirming or redrawing the lines that separate the powers of the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. Whatever the outcome, the ruling will echo through the halls of government and the courtrooms of America, influencing the course of justice and governance for generations.